Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please click the great big subscribe button down below this video right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live, like now in the middle of the night, or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content as we go along. If you don't know who I am Sandra Burmy, author of this beautiful book, Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories. I'm also the founder of Asexuality.com, the founder of Asexualized Academy. Well, welcome to tonight's very late episode. I was supposed to stream last night, and it's now gone to 3 a.m. in the morning here. And the reason is because my Mac I've been creating this new Asexual Meetup Mastery course for Asexualized Academy. So it is for you guys who want to get more in-depth knowledge about how to arrange an asexual meetup. And my iMovie library, which is a piece of software I use in my Mac, it's been clogged up with really big files of movies, and I had less than 5 gigabytes. It's 4 point something gigabytes for my whole Mac to run, and I kept getting warning messages saying you've got to delete some files because otherwise it will stop running and I won't even be able to get into my Mac. I won't be able to do anything. I won't be able to perform an action or speak to you guys. So I had to take care of that first, and now I've gone from 4 point something gigabytes to 57 gigabytes again. So you can imagine I've been spending like the last couple of hours nearly doing that. So it's really important that obviously if I'm getting warning messages, I've got to take action on them. So anyway, I'm here to talk to you today about asexuality is not a condition. So I was deleting some of my old emails because I thought that might free up some space on my Mac. And I came across one message which was from someone who posted in Quora, which is an online forum, which I participate in quite a bit. And one of the questions was by this person who's not knowledgeable about asexuality. They were saying, aside from sexual abuse, you know, is there any scientific proof about this condition? Which really, it was something very similar to, and I was so annoyed because it's like, one is just because you've been sexually abused, if you have, doesn't mean to say that you're asexual because you've been sexually abused. There are plenty of people out there that still have lots of sex and they've had sexual abuse in the past. It's not sexual abuse that makes you asexual. Asexuality is a sexual attraction, and therefore it's not even a condition. A condition implies you've got an illness, a disease, a health related problem. But asexuality is as simple as this. Asexuality is a sexual orientation. Just like heterosexuality is a sexual orientation, just like homosexuality is a sexual orientation, just like pansexuality is a sexual orientation, just like bisexuality is a sexual orientation, you know, all of them are sexual orientations. And the A in front of the sexuality for asexuality stands for, basically, that's how I remember it, stands for absence of sexual attraction. Asexual, absence of sexual attraction. So we don't experience any sexual attraction whatsoever in the main. However, asexuality is a large spectrum, so that those ones who are on the more sexual end of the spectrum who do experience it infrequently or under limited, rare or specific circumstances, but not enough to want to act on it. So if you think of sexuality in general as a huge spectrum, a huge line of sexualities, you know, you've got the very aromantic asexuals here, going through the romantics, and then all the way up to like the grey A's and the demisexuals before the sexual spectrum starts. Do you know? So asexuality is a sexual orientation. You're not defective if you're asexual. You've not got a disability if you're asexual. You're not abstaining. You're not celibate. It's your sexual orientation, right? And so asexuality is a sexual orientation that's lack of sexual attraction. But sexual attraction isn't the same as sexual behavior. Therefore, asexuals still have a choice whether they want to have sex or not. Most of us don't want to have it because we don't experience a sexual attraction. We don't see a need, urge, or want to have sex. It's not significant to us. The only reason it'd be significant to us is if we were in a partnership with a sexual and it was really important to them, and some of us, more likely less of us, the more, would perhaps consider having sex with a sexual person to please them. But, or, maybe it's an activity to try that they end up enjoying, but in the main, we don't do that. A lot of us don't want sex because we don't experience sexual attraction. So for us, it can get very boring. It can be just like something we're doing. It's like, why on earth are we doing this? And the only reason we usually do it, if we're going to do it most of the time, is because of the partner we'd be with. And people who are sex repulsed, shouldn't be doing that, because it's like abusing our own body, abusing our own souls. It's very emotionally destructive. So only asexuals who feel really comfortable and confident and want to have it from a point of view they don't mind having it point of view, then, can really have sex. That other ones of us, such as me, who's personally sex repulsed these days, we can't have sex. It's no good for our health. It's no good forcing ourselves to do stuff we don't want to do, because that is like abuse. Do you know what I mean? It's abusing our souls, abusing our own sexual orientation, if you like, because it's going against what we feel we want and need. Do you know what I mean? If we are an asexual who is sex repulsed also, so I just wanted to make that clear, that asexuality is not a condition. There's nothing wrong with us. We haven't got a disease. We're not ill. It's not a condition. It's a sexual orientation. And I just want to make that clear, because some people in society seem to have this really big problem with understanding what asexuality is, and it's like, it's quite simple. It's the lack of sexual attraction. So for me, I don't look at a guy ever and think, oh, I want sex with him. It doesn't enter my head. It just doesn't enter my head. I couldn't care less. I don't use sex toys. I'm not interested in them. Do you know what I mean? I want pure love, kissing, cuddling, like a teenage love. Do you know what I mean? All the time. I don't want those adult bits of sexual penetration. It doesn't do anything for me. In fact, it makes me feel, why would I want to even do that? I want to keep my body for myself. Thank you very much. I don't mean by mind being close cuddling and stuff like that, but I've no need for intercourse. I've no need for that. I've had it in the past because I honestly thought I had to. I honestly thought by society was telling me you've got to have it. But as soon as I finally discovered I'm asexual, I felt so relieved, because I know now that I don't have to have sex. I can have a loving, healthy, happy relationship without sex. Yes, I haven't found the right guy yet. And it was quite sad, because there was a guy the previous night who was Indian as well, who came on ASAP. And he was like, oh, I think we would have been good together. But, he lives in the USA and I live in the UK. And I'm like, do you know what I mean? But then, that's life, isn't it? My soulmate, my Indian soulmate, wherever he is, will find me eventually. So it's all okay. But it's like, I've never actually had an Indian guy who's a young Indian guy actually say that to me before. Hi, my life. Nice to see you. So, I've never had an Indian guy say that to me before, actually say those words, asexual guy. We'd be good together, but the distance is too much, So that was really positive, though, even though we can't be in a relationship. It's really positive, and we were messaging for like 2 hours and we had quite a bit in common, but I wished him well and I wished him good luck and I hope he finds a really good girl for him, But it was just nice to have those words said to me, I think we would have been good together. I thought, oh, that's really sweet. So, there are Indian guys that would have a relationship if they're over in the UK with me. So that was really, really nice to talk to them. But, so asexuality is not a condition, so it means that for asexuals, a lot of us, we need to find another asexual person, because there's not many sexual people in orientation that will actually live without sex. My life's very, very lucky on here. You're very exception to the rule, my life. It's nice to see you. And, so it's not a condition we've got. We haven't got an illness. It's genuinely our sexual orientation, just like any other person's sexual orientation. And it really annoys me as well, personally, when people go, oh, what's your scientific evidence to back up asexuality? It's like, what's the scientific evidence to back up any sexuality? You could probably argue for and against every type of sexuality. Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. I've known people who have been like women interested in women, and then, well, I knew one woman in my old job and she used to be a lesbian, and then I ended up marrying a guy with a kid, and they didn't even get on in the beginning. And then I met a customer in my old job, and she used to be she used to be interested in guys, but then she's a lesbian. So I mean, some people do change their sexual orientation, and that's up to them if they decide that. Dabs. What does dabs mean? Dabbles. But yeah, no, they changed. But asexuality is not a condition, and I couldn't care less about scientific evidence for asexuality, because there's lots of things in life that we can't see, right? There's tons of things. You can't see electricity, yet it's there. You can't see oxygen, yet it's there. You can't see carbon dioxide, yet it's there, right? You can't see those things. And asexuality, it's not like you can see it as such, but it's still there. It's still a sexual orientation, isn't it? I mean, just because two people, a man and a woman, can have sex doesn't mean to say anything, does it? So when they go out scientific evidence, I'm like, well, where's the scientific evidence for heterosexuality? Just because a man and a woman can have bits that go together doesn't mean to say that there's any scientific evidence that every person should be heterosexual. The only way they get around that is by saying, oh, man and woman can have a baby together in that way, assuming everyone wants kids, because they assume from caveman era that everyone wants kids. I'm sure not even back then every single person had kids. Do you know what I mean? It's probably some people who lived and died as solo artists of life, as I call it. Do you know what I mean? So I never look for scientific evidence of asexuality. I'm just happy being asexual, That's like me saying to heterosexuals, oh, right, okay, so let's break you down, let's put you in a test tube and find out why you're heterosexual, please. Come on, let's get it out. Like, you know what I mean? Let's do loads of tests on you like a guinea pig. It's ridiculous. Other sexualities don't have this problem, so why do asexuals? It feels like we're lab rats or something, which we're not. I don't have to prove myself to anyone that I'm asexual. I know that I'm asexual 100%, and so I'm quite happy being me. I don't need someone to do a scientific test about it. I wouldn't, even if they try to do whatever test they try to do, which I can't imagine what test they would do, I couldn't care less what it came back, because I am who I am. It's like my doctor years ago. I had all my allergy tests done by a homeopath, right? But the doctor, I once spoke to them about it because I was in hospital with severe abdominal pains, which I found out through my own elimination of foods that it was wheat and MSG, and then I had it confirmed by a homeopath, although I'm allergic to more than that. Including spelt, which is the alternative to wheat, I'm allergic to. My homeopath found out, well, my homeopath's no longer, the wife's still alive, but the husband, they were a two-part team. He died, sadly, but he was a great guy, really helped me out. And his wife I still speak to sometimes and get stuff from, but she's pretty much retired now. So, I don't know what the point, I've gone off topic, haven't I, really, a bit? But my point, I don't know what my point was. I was trying to make a really good point, but I veered off into the homeopath world. That was it. Allergies. My doctor said he would, if he was going to give me any allergy test, it would be for, yes, can't have yeast either. It would be for wheat. That's it. He said, I won't test you anything but wheat. Me and my doctor don't really see each other if we can help it. So, because he doesn't believe in homeopathy or natural remedies. So yeah, that's why he said, I won't test you for anything apart from wheat. But if it came back you didn't have a wheat allergy, he said the test is not conclusive anyway, so it could be wrong, basically. And if it came back as negative for wheat, he said you still wouldn't eat it anyway, would you? And I said, no, I wouldn't, because I know I've got a problem with wheat, because I've ended up in hospital in the past. My boyfriend wanted to give me rose, but we aren't able to bump into each other on the way to our buses. Oh, that's so sweet. You two are so sweet. I'm so romantic. My goodness, you must be one of the most romantic couples I know. That is so lovely. That is really, really nice. Oh, I wish someone would give me a rose. Mind you, I give myself roses sometimes. He sent a pic of him with it. I hope he's going to give it to you tomorrow and put it in some water. Oh, That's such a shame, my life, isn't it? That you just missed out on getting that. Hopefully they'll put it in some water and still give it to you. That's so romantic. That's so romantic. I will find my soulmate one day. I definitely will, you know. But I was surprised last night the Indian guy approached me, actually. That was quite nice, in his early 20s, short dark hair. Nice, beautiful looking guy, intelligent guy. So even though he's miles away and we're not suitable, I still think it was nice. Especially as the Indian contacted me first. It's like, yeah, what are the odds of me actually very attracted to Indian guys and an Indian guy actually showing up and probably didn't know that about me? It's quite weird. He said, oh, it's so sweet. It's really sweet. I mean, I've got to go to bed soon because I have got a self date this morning because it's like gone 3 a.m. here now. And I have a self date. I'm off to see a movie in, I've got to get up in less than 5 hours now, about 4.5 hours. I haven't been to sleep yet. So I'm going to really have an amazing time self-dating. And then I'll do a movie review tomorrow. Well, later today now, providing my Mac doesn't actually fill up with fill up with files again, so I can't get on here. So yeah, anyway, my next video will be this movie review. And it's Toy Story 4, so I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It's a self-date. I put on Facebook profile, I've got a hot date with myself and some cool lentil chips. So that's really funny. So I'm going to enjoy that anyway. So asexuality is not a condition. It's something that is wonderful. It gives us very, very special superpowers, in my opinion, that we can see the world in very different eyes than anyone else. And that is a true gift and blessing. And we should really, really, really embrace our asexuality and feel so amazing that we have been blessed with this wonderful gift of being able to see the world in such a different way and be able to experience love in a completely different way to the rest of society. That is truly a gift. It's unique, it's different, and that is something that we should be embracing, not something we should be going against. We should be embracing our asexuality, thinking it's absolutely wonderful, it's the best thing ever for us. And we're leading the way, really. We're pioneering the way, like my life said, was it yesterday, pioneering the way of basically, seeing love in a different light and teaching the world how to love differently. And I think that's badly needed these days with all the sort of rape and death and abuse that goes on in society. The world needs positivity now. It needs to see love in a different light. It needs to see strength and positivity come through. It needs to see a love in a different way, that we're able to care for each other as human beings in different forms, that we're able to love each other, that we're able to love each other without the physicality stuff which takes over someone's mind and body sometimes, so it gets people into situations that are no good for them. We can love and we can live and we can be happy without sex, and that is truly a blessing. It's not a condition. It's an amazing thing. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. And, this is a special gift we've been given. And I know there was someone on this channel who left a comment recently on one of my videos, and they said, the fact they don't want sex and never had it, don't want it, is a gift. It's a gift from God, they said. And I totally agree with them. If you don't believe in God, it's a gift from the powers that be, the universe, the world as we know it in the sort of magical, spiritual, not hocus pocus, but the beautiful world that we live in, the magical world, the mysterious world, Anyway, I really, really appreciate you tuning in tonight, especially at this very, very early hours in the morning. I've got to go because I've got to get some sleep before my self-date. I love you to bits. Thank you so much for whoever's been watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. It really, 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 really helps to get these videos up in the search engine rankings, which gets asexuality more recognized as a sexual orientation, not a condition. And it means more and more asexuals can find out about asexuality and they can free themselves of society's expectations and you know, being captive in that type of life where everyone's meant to have sex and it just doesn't fit us. You know, we know, don't we, from being young, that we just don't fit in that way and we're wired differently. And I want more and more people to find out about asexuality, so more asexuals can find out that they are asexual and can be free of that life and know that they can love, live and be happy without sex. Till next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. Click subscribe on the link below. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now or post a new video. And don't forget to share this with anyone you think may benefit and give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Thanks, my life. Thank you to you whoever's been watching as well. I really appreciate you. I love you to bits. Take care. Night night. Embrace your quirky and each other's. Bye bye. Bye.